Welcome to the Coachzing Show, helping you work less, earn more, and reach more people through creative content marketing. Join the Coach Zingers community, where the world's best coaches, therapists, authors, and speakers come together to discover the latest trends, forge powerful joint ventures, and grow their business together. Go to coachzing.com/community to join. And now, here's your host, Doug Foresta.
Hello, welcome back to the Coachzing Show. This is your host, Doug Foresta. This is a show where we help you to work less, earn more, and help more people through creative content marketing. And my guest today is Dan Auito, and we're going to be talking about how business works, the basics of having your bases covered when starting out. And I want to remind you that if you want to get a transcript of this episode, go ahead and sign up for our Coach Zingers community at coachzing.com/community. And that's coachzing.com/community. And I'll say a little bit about Dan, bring him right on. Dan has been an Army engineer, a Coast Guard aviator, a real estate investor with 20 multi-unit properties, has written 3 books and started 5 businesses. He's now on his 6th business, which is designed to support others in growing theirs. Dan Auito, thanks for joining me.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Pleasure to be here, Doug.
Thank you. And I just want to say as well, you're someone that I definitely consider a friend. I really appreciate you coming on the show. So in full disclosure, we have spoken before.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, almost daily. You know, kind of keep tabs on each other through social media to some degree. You know.
Absolutely. Yep. So yeah, let me start with, like you said that you're on your 6th business, so you clearly know how to do it. And I'm curious for you, what are your favorite content marketing strategies to build your businesses?
Well, of course, some of the first businesses for, I'd say the middle businesses were in 1995, and that was all about content, which is a conversation, and that was creating a forum at, what was it, real estate. It was a real estate forum at magicbullets.com. So, that content, when you talk about what kind of content, the best type, it's always based on something that creates a conversation. So, I always say content comes as a result of the context of a conversation.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come first. People push that content, but I think content is more about putting something out there in order to get a response so that you can create engagement, to create a conversation, to find out what people need. So
Right.
People get content wrong. They pray, and spray, and hope for the best, and they just push it. And if they're not listening to the feedback, they're missing the point of content. So don't get me on the bandwagon there, but my first, I guess, foray into content was always about sparking a conversation and passing good information and assisting and helping, the people who were interested and needed that type of advice or, camaraderie, what have you.
I think that's a great point that you said about, that it is about having a conversation and engagement, because you're absolutely right. I think people lose that, and they say, well, how many people will read my Facebook post, right? But it's not about us,
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's about all of us if you think about it.
Right.
Team, I love the acronym team. Together, everyone achieves more. So it's about all of us and who can help who. So that goes to connections, and that's what we do. We reach out on this electronic medium to spread the word that, hey, hopefully your content is a flashing light that says, I can help you here with this. This is my expertise, or I can at least to show you who can help you that's qualified to do specifically that, not just muse you and say, they think they can help you. No, we don't want that. We appreciate your concern, but if you don't know how to do it and you don't know who can do it, don't tell me how to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. So what do you think are some of the biggest mistakes that people make when they start trying to share content?
I think that maybe they're resharing a little too much and not taking enough time to share their own expertise, and that takes time away from the platforms. People, these are almost addictive platforms. You're looking at Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus, SlideShare, Instagram, you name it. It'll just take you into this space where you're just looking at everyone else's content and never really delivering your own brand of brilliance. So I say step away from that computer, do your writing in the morning, think about what you offer, what your expertise is, what your gifts are, and then write about that and then put that out there so that people know what you can offer them to help them get ahead. So write your own original content as opposed to resharing other content. You know, a cat video or pictures, those are great. They get reshared like crazy, but that's not going to help anybody. So, you know, you can do that on occasion because it's cute and you want some brevity, but always make sure that you're getting your message out there as to how you can help others with the specific things that you know how to do. So I always say write your own content, original content that engages, enlightens, instructs, inspires people to take action and get back with you. And here we are with a conversation now. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I feel like my entire, every morning when I wake up and I look at my Facebook feed, and I would say 75% of it is, you know, hey, look at this picture of a cat, or, you know, look what someone else wrote. I actually, which goes back to my thing that I know I've said before to listeners, which is that I do believe the internet was started by cats in order to greater spread their all of their capacity.
That's awesome. Well, I am an animal advocate, so you know some of the things that I do, I try to give back and and donate to the no-kill animal shelters. So you know, I've got a rescue cat right here. He kind of keeps me company. And if I get overworked, he just jumps in my lap. And, you know, they're great for they're just great for all kinds of great reasons. You know, animals, you just love them. So you know, I got nothing wrong with cats. I'm a Leo, so I kind of feel an affinity towards them. But you can't be sharing cats all day.
Right. And expect to build your business, right? Unless your business is related to cats.
Oh my gosh, you know, what was it? The Doggington Post, what's his, Harlan Kilstein, and you know, the Cattington Post. I mean, those things got millions of visitors, and what a great niche if you're in it. You know, hopefully you're promoting good cat food and dog food and causes, and that's what Harlan does. So that's why he's grown to epic proportions in those areas. But most of us are not in that niche. So yes, you know, they're great for if you're in the niche, go for it. But if you're not, don't be sharing that all day.
Absolutely. So for you know, one of the things that listeners really wanted to hear from our experts was, you know, some people said, you know, I want more than the basics. You know, I've already been out there. I've been starting to share content online, but maybe I'm not getting the traction I wish I would. Do you have any ninja secret or, you know, ninja tactics, more advanced tactics for people who've already been online to help them get more engagement and start that conversation?
Yeah, well, you know, the original creator of that massive engagement that came from ground zero of not being known on the internet to exploding and becoming the Thomas Edison of the internet is Rich Schefron. You know, he's somebody that you want to look at with strategic profits. His original business manifesto, online business manifesto, was he spent months creating that. And when he rolled that out, he had 1 million people download that thing over the course of, you know, a couple of years, but he just exploded. But what he did was he took all of the learning that he had come across. He tried everything on the internet, all those shiny objects. This will accelerate your results. This will make you rich. This will do that. So he just bought everything and tried everything and just sifted the wheat from the chaff and said, none of this garbage works. These are the platforms, these are the tools, these are the systems, these are the reasons on how to do XXX, and he created a gigantic mind map that you could just see that snapshot. So he really did a lot of work up front to create original content that was proven, and it delivered results. He was making superstars of the people who he originally coached. Those were all the big names that popped up on the internet because they used what he found out that worked after he tried everything that didn't. So that's why I always call him the Thomas Edison of the internet, because he tried 10,000 things that didn't work until he found one that did. And then he just cracked the code, and it was like whoever used that system was just exploded. And the bottom line is he created original content. He tried everything that didn't work, steered people away from the garbage, all that bull and, you know, all that hyperbole, and just showed them what worked. And he actually used it to get 1 million people to see his stuff. So it was self-evident. So, you know, that's the thing, is original content. You know, it's original, hard, in the trenches. What is your story? Where do you come from? What got you to where you are today? Where you want to go tomorrow? And what are you using now? to get things done. So what can other people learn from that? And that's the original content. And I always tell people, write your book. It's the best content you can ever do. It's the best business card you have. And that's basically what it is. 1 out of 1,000,000 books sells 1,000,000 books. So you're not going to get rich on your book. It's your business card. But it tells your story, which allows people to understand who you are. And then they feel some affinity, and they get who you are, and they can relate to you, and then they'll come to you because they get you. So I always say, write your book from beginning to end. Where'd you come from? What'd you learn? How'd you get there? What were your pitfalls? How did you overcome them? What are you doing now? Where do you want to go in the future? That's where people will jump on board because they see the same mission. They can get with you on that, and now you're picking up steam with affinity type folks that get who you are, and you can kind of leverage and synergize and collaborate and come to all kinds of fun things.
I love that. I think that's really great. So it sounds like you're also recommending that people check out that online business manifesto.
Oh yeah. It's been around a long time. Just type in Rich Schefren, and it's Schefren. Schefren. Rich Schefren is he's amazing, but you got to be careful with guys like Rich. I love Rich to death, but he is such a incredible consumer of information. He reads books, he has them transcribed, and then he has them put on high speed while he's on oxygen on a treadmill, digesting 10 books before any of us are even out of bed. I mean, it's insane how much information he takes in, but that's what makes him the one and only Rich Schefren. So, when he sends out an email every day, which is always the highest quality, but there's so much there that it would take you all day just to read Rich's stuff, and you'd never be able to do anything of your own.
So you gotta be careful not to get caught up in that trap, right?
Yeah, it's not a trap if you don't know where you're going or what you want to do. Rich is the man to look to because he totally is all that, and he's authentic. But there's so much information and he doesn't even realize how much information he's putting in at people that it's like, man, they can't even absorb what little bit that you give him, Rich, because he's so over the top. But it's guys like him that you want to follow. So yeah, just you can find Rich Schefren online. He's like the godfather of the internet online marketing. He's it.
So I'm going to ask you one of my favorite questions to ask on the show, which is, what is one of the most creative, funny, crazy pieces of content that you've ever shared, and what the result of that was?
Crazy, funny.
Doesn't have to be all of those things.
Yeah, of all the stuff, I'm always information-based, so of course you're going to share crazy cat videos and cat pictures, and they always get a response. But the thing that really got the most response is pictures of family. It's like, I shoot up a picture of my wife and daughter, and it goes through the roof. It's like, what is up? I will write for a day to come up with a great note and put it in my Facebook profile so people can read, good stuff. And then I'll post that. Yeah, you got a few people sharing it here and there, and that's fine. But then you put a picture of your wife and daughter up there, and bam, you get 150 shares. It's like, what is going on with this? So I just think really I would stay away from the funny content and be authentic and show a little bit more yourself and family and who you are, because people resonate with that. I mean, I got a good friend, and I'm sure Seth Larrabee.
Okay, yeah.
He's very authentic online, and he goes straight to the heart and tells people, his problems and his issues and how he's overcoming them. And boy, people resonate with, that type of honesty and pouring out your soul and being just who you are. So I think it's really the more authentic you can be, as opposed to funny and sharing and stuff, is really what will draw in the audience, because they just like, wow, look at that story. It's story based. So stories really attract, I think, as opposed to the funny stuff. As funny stuff goes, it's just a reshare of some cat.
Well, or if you're authentically a funny person, I suppose that could be right. If that's who you are, like you're just generally funny,
Yeah, it's not. I guess that's not me. I guess I'm not a comedian.
No.
I don't share funny stuff like that. I'm always trying to give information and lead people to what can get them to the next level, because I'm always, so passionate about getting our country back on track. I look at China with 1.3 billion, India with 1.2 billion, which they have 300 million degreed individuals. We can't compete on volume. We have to really find the best of who we have in this country, and then align, synergize, deploy, manage, and get them to just do what they do best and give those to the people who need them when they need them. So that's my mission, and we're working on that. Believe it.
I love that, and I would disagree that I definitely, but I understand what you mean about the funny. Like, again, it's what you're talking about. People just sharing content that's not relevant or that's not authentic. That's not going to be what's. That seems to be if there's any theme that comes up, I think, on this show, it really is about the more authentic we can be, the more powerful our content is.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Absolutely. People want truth. They get so much of this garbage out there, and so many things sidetrack. Yeah, it's like, just give me something I can use. Give me some truth. Give me something that is original, that helps me get to the next level or the next place or a new understanding or shifts my paradigm. Give me something. They're crying and dying for that, because there's so much garbage out there. I mean, there's probably 1 trillion websites out there by now, and how do you get to the good stuff? And that's where referrals come in. And I always say, just go by referral. Never, and that's how it's going to be these days. It's referral marketing. It's relationship marketing. No longer do we pay attention to banner ads or commercials. That's all just third-party blab, and it's like, you're just insulting my intelligence. Go away. I've got a DVR, or my reticular system doesn't even recognize those banners on the right-hand side of the page. I don't see them anymore.
No.
So it's all about what your friends say and those referrals and the things that third-party people have said. And your friends, most people are going to ask their friends, who do you recommend? And that's where it's at today.
Well, you had mentioned a great resource in Rich Sheffrin. You take in so much content, Dan. I'm curious if you could share with listeners what content motivates and inspires you. What other content that you like to take in?
Well, when you're online, it's not so much what you find online in the way of content. I would prefer to read a book. And, the reason behind that is because someone has given you the entire story. And if someone refers you to that book, then it comes highly qualified from a trusted source, and you're not wasting time reading a book that's not going to be what you want. So I would say a book like Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Masterson is at the top of my list. I mean, this book is a game changer. It's the best that business has to offer for small business. Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Masterson. That's his pen name. His real name is Mark Ford. He's down in Delray, and guess what? He hangs out with Rich Sheffrin.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so Ready, Fire, Aim, people, go get that book. You're crazy not to. And then if you've got a business thing in mind, go and get the book Business Model Generation by Yves Pignor. And that, you just run your idea through that book, and it'll flesh out the nine aspects of business that every angel investor will require you to answer. So it helps you to understand what you need to look at in your own business when you're starting to pull it together. And, people start these businesses in their head, and they don't have a plan. So at least this is a business model. It's not a plan. It's a model that you try to build on, and eventually it will flesh out a plan. So Business Model Generation is very good. And then Chet Holmes, of course, he only wrote one book, and that was The Ultimate Sales Machine. If you want to really get to the heads of business, you want to use his stuff. He worked with Charlie Munger, who was, hung out with Warren Buffett. So Chet Holmes went through the gauntlet and really proved his mettle working for those two billionaires, and he wrote one book, and that was The Ultimate Sales Machine, and that's another great book. So when it comes to content online, not so much do I pay attention, because when you're going after actionable stuff, you want to get into the full story with the full range of where everything lies and where you fit in that line, and then take it from there. So I'd say go with the books that are referred to you. And online content, you can get kind of sucked into the vacuum. And where was I an hour ago when I was reading? I just jumped over to here and jumped over there.
Next thing I know, I'm back with those cats again. I just don't know how it happens. They sucked me in. Look at that cat dancing the Macarena.
or the Chihuahua, doing the two-step.
Right, exactly.
Oh man!
So Dan, I do want to also mention before our time is up that you have a really cool social media summit East. If you could just say a little bit about it, because I think it's a really cool thing you're putting together, and I'd love for listeners to know about it.
Well, it all culminates in this. My mission back is to get the mentors to give back and find those heart centers who really get it done. They've got the tools, the teams, the talent, the expertise, the reputations, and the ability and the will to help others and not just take advantage of them, which is really, it's something that just burns me. It gets me so mad. So anyway, in this case, I'm pulling together 5,000 people that are all heart-centered with this in mind. And everyone's there. They all have skills, tools, teams, ability. They've got businesses, and they've got something to offer, and they need to find other people to leverage and to synergize and to have relationships with. So this is a place where there's no pitch. There's nothing you can buy there. It's all education. It's implementation, and people helping people. So that's what we're doing with the social media, summiteast.com. So that's where people can go and check that out. You'll see 66 going on 70 presenters, and they're all on board and ready to deliver on all fronts.
That's great. Dan, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I definitely encourage people to check out socialmediasummiteast.com. And thanks for your generosity and for always being willing to share. You truly walk the talk.
Well, thanks for having me, Doug. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to talk to your people, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the event, buddy.
Thank you. All right. You got it.
All right. Talk to you soon. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks so much, everyone, again, for listening. And we'll be back Monday through Friday with more great guests helping you to work less, earn more, and help more people through creative content marketing. And again, remember, if you want to get a transcript of the episode, go ahead and go to coachzing.com/community. And you can sign up there. And not only will you get a transcript, but you'll also be part of a powerful group of coaches, therapists, speakers, and authors networking and helping one another to succeed. So until next time, this is Doug Foresta at the Coachzing Show. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for listening to The Coachzing Show. Subscribe to us via iTunes, and please leave us a review. It helps us grow our awesome tribe. This show is brought to you by Coachzing.com's Speak to Publish book system. If your book is stuck in your head, we can help you get it out in just a dozen hours of your time. Go to Coachzing.com for more information. Have you joined the Coach Zingers community yet? You'll get exclusive access to private mastermind calls where you can get instant marketing help from industry experts. Plus, we'll help you forge deals and partnerships with other like-minded professionals. Go to Coachzing.com/community to join now.